Right, we're underway at the North Shore Event Centre. No, we're not. We have a whistle early.
That's a rule there. You can't be jumping in the middle of the court there and catch the ball. You have to hit it to the teammates, so Breakers possession to start the game. So
Breakers get the ball. Penny to inbound. Pohinare guarded by little Eddie Shannon, 5'11". The importers come in after Troy de Vries and Craig Winder were released. He's done pretty well in the last game as Abercrombie takes a three, no good. Jacob Holmes with the rebound. Now we're into it. Breakers on defense. Ballinger has it high. Shapes up Wilkinson. Wilkinson slips a little. Won't roll. Brad Hill's in there. Can't get the tip, and Hanare comes away with the rebound. Mikavakona hands it off to Penny. He turns the corner, gets in the lane, floats up the finger on 2 points. Kirk Penny.
And he's just so tough when he comes to the basket with speed like that.
And just like that, back the other way come Adelaide, Ron Howard. And we saw it last week, didn't we? Daniel Dillon started the game and just pushed it and pushed it and pushed it down the throat of the Breakers, and made them have to do something about it.
Well, when the Breakers get their full court pressure set, they're a difficult team to stop, or they're a difficult team in the half court defensively. But if you push it on them early, there is some opportunities there, and the last couple of weeks, teams have been trying to take advantage of that.
Transition defense identified as a bit of a weakness of the New Zealand Breakers. Kurt Penny picked up the first foul. Marty Clark, head coach of the Adelaide 36ers, first season for him. He's on the Boomers coaching staff as well. Product of that factory of the AIS. Probably one of the best junior basketball programs in the world. Mikavakona, no one picked him up, and he gets 2 points. Mika puts it on the floor.
And look at the athletic floating through the air by Mikavakona there. Didn't have the shot quite, held on to a second and went around him.
Three on the way. Too long, but Ballinger hauls in the rebound. Adelaide get it back. Hanare on Shannon. Holmes left open. Vakona right on him. Abercrombie gets a hand in there, but Brad Hill comes away with it. Easy two for Brad Hill.
And everybody was open down in the post outside. Wow, look at the big screen by Mikavakona. I think he might have got a little bit excited after setting the screen. He fumbled the ball. He didn't know, he had a little bit too much adrenaline going on in there.
My goodness. And we are going to get some towels on the floor. As Adam Ballinger hit the floor hard.
And he's wincing a little bit right now. He's talking to the official. He wants to know, are you just allowed to hit me when I'm running down the court back defensively? I'm not sure that's a legal play. Here we see it again, and ooh, that's a shoulder to the ribs there. Can't feel good.
He just turned his left shoulder in, didn't he? And Adam Ballinger crumpled down. Good pressure by the Breakers. Hill has the ball, stopped by Abercrombie. Vakona's on Ballinger. Ballinger shakes, looks to go underneath the defense, but Vakona is called for the foul.
When he had the space there created, Alan Ballinger was dribbling away and gave him the little fake. Mikavakona closed the space with his body, created a bit too much contact, got the foul. Good call by the official there.
11 seconds on the shot clock for the 36ers. Crossover by Brad Hill, loses the handle. Abercrombie and Vakona on the fast break. Oh, and Brad Hill got the block, but also got a piece of Vakona on the layup attempt.
Brad Hill is a phenomenal athlete. He's always going to be up there above the rim. This time he got a little bit too much body. Good pass by Thomas Amakrambi. It's a perfect example of running the break. We see the good defense there on the screen. Pops it up. Easy layup there, had to foul him to take it away. Ooh, it looked a little bit clean on top, a little bit of body build underneath.
Mikavakona hits the first. It's been quiet the last few weeks for the Breakers. If there is a dog box in the Breakers team, then Mikavakona may have been in it because his minutes have dropped gradually. Everyone gets a good turn though.
Well, I don't know if he's in the doghouse, but they have so many guys to play that occasionally you're not going to get the minutes that you want or expect to get.
Shannon guarded by Hanare. 8 on the shot clock. Ballinger, jump hook in the lane. Nice touch from Adam Ballinger.
And he had 27 the last time these two teams played, and they're really trying to get him going early. Maybe that physical contact on the screen from Vacona got him a little fired up. He's really looking to try and take it down low.
Yeah, Ballinger and Wilkinson, 27 apiece in that January 8th loss for the 36ers as Kirk Penny floats into the lane for the layup.
And it could be a long night for him because he's not looking just to settle for the jump shot right now. He's really looking to take it aggressively to the basket.
Mismatch time. Shannon has Wilkinson, shoots over the top of him, rattles in the J. Turnover time. Howard goes around Vacona. Nice defense from Mika Vacona. Who gives it to Penny. It's a 2-on-1. Puts it up for Wilkinson. Can't control the pass. And we're going the other way. Brad Hill with the ball. Ballinger. Double teamed. Shannon gives it back to Ballinger. 10 on the shot clock. Fade away. No dice. Wilkinson pulls down the rebound.
And a little sigh of relief there from the Breakers because if Adam Ballinger is hitting that shot, he's nearly impossible to guard. And look to see what they run here in the half court.
Activity on the Breakers bench. Pleasure and Braswell are up and checking into the game very shortly. Penny runs baseline. Vacona just flashed there as the ball was thrown by Abercrombie out of bounds.
It was a good look and it was a good seal, just not quite the execution was to par. He had the seal there underneath the basket, but didn't quite get as high in the basketball and ends up being a turnover.
Wilkinson and Hanade sit down for the Breakers. Pledger with the turnover, popped out on the defense, nice work. Braswell for three, back of the iron, but Vacona gets the rebound. Penny, bread and butter, in and out, no good, but Pledger cleans up the offensive glass. That won't drop. The Breakers can't buy a basket here in the first quarter. Ballinger all alone, easy two. And the 36ers, Casey, have a three-point lead.
The Breakers have a ton of opportunity there as we see the foul at just about half court, but they have tons of opportunity on the offensive glass. They're really looking to smash it right now. Got a bit of a size advantage with Alex Pledger in there, but he's coming down on the other end, and just an easy two for the Sixers running the fast break.
Brad Hill doesn't agree with the foul call on him. That was his second. As Boucher comes in for Vacona, and CJ Bruton is in the game as well. Abercrombie takes a seat.
As opposed to all those times when the players agree with your officiating that it was a perfect call. But
well, you know when a player agrees when he doesn't say anything, Casey.
When he really fouled him. That's about the only time. What's the fun in agreeing with the officials? Nobody wants to agree with authority. You want to fight against it.
You're such a hippie, Casey Frank. Kick Penny for three. Front of the rim, Braswell just pushed Shannon out of the way. Bodies everywhere on the floor in this first quarter. Kirk Penny is hacked as Mitch Creek thought he was fouled at midcourt.
And this is a real good pace for the Breakers to be playing at. If it's going to stay up and down like this, come the fourth quarter, that depth advantage that the Breakers have should really come into play. Good job by Kirk Penny there to take it strong to the basket yet again, not settling for the jumper.
So Creek Dowdle are in the game for the 36ers. Nice give and go to the inbound man as Braswell can't get it. Pledger again gets a second offensive rebound.
Alex Pledger's doing a great job on the offensive glass right now. Gets the rebound, keeps it high, finishes high. Exactly what you want the 7-footer to do.
Everyone just a little bit, just a touch out of control tonight. Everyone's a little bit nervous. First quarter action, Breakers down one. Shannon, nice crossover. Mitch Creek wide open, deep two, won't drop. Boucher looking for the quick outlet. Finds Braswell with it. Pledger just pushes off Ballinger. Can't get it. Here's Monster, but Alex Pledger around the rim is using his size to his advantage.
And he really is. That's what the thing is there, just too much size. He's catching it high, they're looking for him. Here you see he catches it, he brings it down that time just a little bit, but keeps it high the second time above everybody's head. Draws the foul, he goes to the line for 2 free throws. And that's what you want to do if you're a big guy looking at watching from home. You catch it high, you want to keep it high and finish it there. Keep it away from those little guards natting around your knees.
Speaking of guards, Aaron Bruce is in the game as Ron Howard takes a seat. And Daniel Johnson checks in as Adam Ballinger sits down for the 36ers.
Aaron Bruce, a talented offensive player, had a great career at Baylor in the States there before he came back and started for the 36ers, had a stint with the Boomers as well, and they'll be glad to have him bringing in this late in the season.
He hasn't played basketball at all. at all for the last, I think, 2 years.
Happens. What can you say about that one? I don't know the specifics of the situation there, but he's looking to get back into it as we can see him on the court now, and looking to contribute to this 36ers team.
Well, we need to talk about the injuries for this Adelaide 36ers team because they're missing 3 key players. As Pledger makes the free throw. Corey Webster's coming in the game for Kirk Penny. Darren ankle, he most likely is done for the season, out for 8 to 12 weeks. Reece Carter is backcourt partner. He's out for 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully he'll come back. Nathan Herbert tore his knee. He's done for the season, of course. And so that's why Aaron Bruce is one of the reasons why he's in as well. Just back playing basketball. Just
one of those things you can't control the injuries. Every team has to play with them, but sometimes you just get a little bit less luck than the others.
Bruce just kisses it off the glass over CJ Bruton. Adelaide have a 2-point lead. 4:15 to go in the first quarter. Boucher, defense always sags off him, but he goes right at the teeth of it. Nice spin move from Dylan Boucher.
And you know he's going to drive. You know he's not shooting that jumper, but he still gets right to the limb and lays it up. Great play.
Inside we go. Fall away. Nice fall away there from Johnson, excuse me.
It's a tough play. He's got the size to play with Alex Pledger in the post, and he showed it there offensively.
Foul called, Kevin Braswell. He'll go to the line.
We've seen a lot of offensive aggressiveness from both teams today. Neither team is settling for the jump shot. Kevin Braswell takes it right to the hole there, draws the contact, floats it up with the left hand. Of course, he is a left-hander, so it's not quite as impressive as it normally is.
Jeff Daniel picks up the foul. That's Jeff Dowdle picks up his second. The lead is 1. Makes the second. Kevin Braswell, excellent game last week against Cairns, 8 assists.
It's just another example of being able to step up when you need him to. They've got so many weapons, you never know who the guy's going to be for the Breakers.
In fact, the Breakers, great passing last week. 30 field goals, and they had assist 24 of them. Sharing the love, Casey. A lot to be said about that.
And it makes them a better team. When everybody's willing to make that extra pass, it's tough to guard. You don't know who to take away, and you can't take away all the weapons.
Creek has the ball. Gives it inside. No good. Gets it back, though. Nice work from Johnson. Stayed with it. Corey Webster passed it to CJ. CJ Bruton for 3. He makes it. The first shot of the game for CJ Bruton from 3-point, and he nails it. Bruce, shape to shoot. Shannon will shoot it. No good, though. Who gets the rebound? And it is Johnson. And he's fouled.
Good job on the offensive glass there. You see him here fighting for position with Dylan Boucher. As a rebounder, you know it's only going to come short long. That time short. Creek gets the rebound, gets some hands on him, going to the line for 2 free throws.
Excuse me, Mitch Creek at the line. Young Mitch Creek.
Young Mitch Creek, that sounds like a TV show.
Young Mitch Creek. Sounds like a Dawson's Creek ripoff.
You know you'd watch it.
He's a teenager, and he's 6'5".
They're growing big nowadays, don't they?
And breeding big. So Adelaide back with the lead. 18-17, under 3 to go. Braswell for 3. That's good. Back-to-back threes for the Breakers.
And on that flare screen, you got to pick your poison. If you go over the top and take away the 3, you're going to give up the layup. That time, Aaron Bruce tried to go underneath and got caught and gave up the 3-point shot to Kevin Braswell.
Creek is liking the ball in his hand, and Gary Wilkinson, he nodded. Did you see that? He agreed with the referee.
Acceptance.
Did you see that?
Well, Gary Wilkinson, he's not the fight the power kind of guy. He's going to accept the call and go with it. Just a nice Utah boy.
Say it, you stand corrected.
I always stand corrected. As much as I'm wrong, I can't really say I'm stand corrected, otherwise I'd be saying it all day long.
Wow. I'm going to note this down in my diary. Bellinger gets it in low against Wilkinson. He's double-teamed. Braswell gets his hand in there, but Shannon comes up with it. 2 to shoot for Shannon. He's not going to get it off. defense from the Breakers.
Kevin Braswell was everywhere on that possession. He came down for the double, forced Ballinger to make the tough pass out of it. When Eddie Shannon looked like he had the drive to the basket, he snuck behind, got his hand in, and tipped it away, forcing the shot clock violation.
A whistle on the inbounds. Aaron Bruce just a little bit eager on the pressure.
But that's the kind of defense the Sixers want to play. They want to get up and in, force that up tempo, which is a style they want to play at, but also the Breakers want to play at. So we'll see which team here has the mastery of the style of basketball that's being played.
Hasn't been a great season on the road for the Adelaide 36ers. 0-5, Casey. And that's just not going to get it done to get into that top four.
Well, it's a difficult league to win on the road. You know, the travel conditions aren't ideal. You know, this isn't the NBA. Guys aren't flying around on private jets. So you got to cruise up there into the exit rows on the flights and hope your body feels good when you get there. But as the season goes along, the top teams in the league, the teams that want to be there at the end of the day, they're going to find a way to win on the road. They're going to find a way to win the finals on the road, and they're going to get it done.
CJ Bruton gets his hands in the passing lane, but Adelaide will have the ball. Daly's checked in, and Shannon takes his seat. Bruce running the show for the Adelaide 36ers. Down 4 now, shows it, floats away, can't get it to drop though. Corey Webster controls it himself, loses control, gets the handle back. They sink off him, he goes into the lane. Spins, gets his shot rejected by Ballinger. Averages 2 a game does Adam Ballinger, but Braswell now gives it to Wilkinson. Scrapping for it are the Breakers. Gary Wilkinson just floats in the baseline leaner.
And even on the broken plays, the offense looks good.
Both teams hustling along too by Ballinger. It won't drop. Bruton picks up a rebound. Looking to push it. Gets into the lane. And we have a whistle as CJ Bruton goes sliding along the baseline.
And once again, an aggressive move by the point guard there. Had a little bit of transition take. Forces his way into the paint. Draws the foul. Adelaide and quite a few guys up there have a lot of fouls up now. Nobody real foul trouble. A couple guys with 2, but a great job by the Breakers to be aggressive.
Corey Webster takes a seat as CJ Bruton goes to the line. Some strapping on that right arm there, underneath the sleeve. Thomas Abercrombie's going to check in.
It is a lot of strapping. Doesn't affect the jump shot as we saw in the three-pointer earlier. And neither on the free throw as well.
Well, he sparked the comeback last week, didn't he? CJ Bruton came in, gave the Breakers a little bit of a run, gave them a shot on the arm, if you don't mind the pun there, Casey.
I don't mind the pun.
Excellent.
I'm a big fan of puns. But he is. He's a great player. You know, his role was sliding a little bit here since he got that elbow injury. He's been accepting the fewer minutes, but he's really been a great leader for the Breakers this season.
26-18 is the lead. The Breakers doing the business as Dylan Boucher picks up a foul in the backcourt. Hip checks. Ron Howard is in the game for the 36ers.
Tough spot to get caught in there by Dylan Boucher. He thought he was there early, but he sticks the knee out. Good reaction by there to get the call. Are you trying to tell me that Dylan accepted the call as well?
No, I'm not. He disagreed with it. Just saying.
But I'm just saying.
Ron Howard's at the line. Breakers in the penalty. In fact, both teams are. Ron Howard averaging 9 a game. He's had a couple of decent games for Adelaide, but they're probably expecting to get more points out of him in this system. Misses both. That's not going to help. Abercrombie with the rebounds. People want a call from the Breakers bench, not happening. Similar foul is what Andre Lemanlis is screaming as the ball shoots out of bounds, and Adelaide will get it back.
Well, the refs are letting him play a little bit, and that's what you want to see on the basketball court. A lot of physical activity. If it's not affecting the game too much, it looks like they're going to let him play and let the bounces go. And here we see Thomas Abercrombie trying to get around. Looked like a pretty solid no call. He was pretty well set. Ends up in the turnover. And coming back the other way, it was just gets knocked out of bounds, keeps their ball, get it on the baseline. Let's see what they have coming out here. More towel boys doing a great job in the hot and sweaty North Shore Event Center tonight.
It's been humid all week. The Breakers couldn't practice at their practice facility. The humidity was too high. They had to come here to the North Shore Event Center on the parquet floor. Streaking in, but Ballinger tips in the offensive rebound, cuts the lead to 6.
It was a good pass by Daniel Johnson there to find the streaking creek going to the basket, but a better job by Alan Ballinger to stay with it on the offensive glass and tip it in.
He has 6 for the game. Penny for 3. In and out. And Ballinger gets the defensive rebound. Daly with the ball. Gives it to Howard. Creek has Johnson in the lane, won't give it to him though, as Howard just shoves Abercrombie to the floor, and he's called for an offensive foul.
And Thomas Abercrombie is deceptively quick there. He looks like he's a bit taller, a bit lankier, but he was able to quickly shuffle the feet and get in front of Howard there, force the charge call. Looked like a pretty good call from up here.
31 seconds to go in the quarter.
And there we see it. Thomas Abercrombie just jumps in front of him. A little bit of a push off of the arm by Howard there, and it's going the other way.
Braswell with pressure from Daly on him. Looking to wind down the shot clock. It's down to 10. Difference of 6. Turnover by Kevin Braswell.
Oh my, look at
Wow.
Kevin Braswell just kind of, right as he fell on top of somebody on the court, you fell on top of me here in the commentary booth. You're getting excited.
I'm just getting excited, edge of the seat stuff. Kevin Braswell averages about over 3 turnovers a game. Just losing the control there a little bit.
Yeah, that's a call you got to make as the official. Not what you want to see if you're a Breakers fan. Only 12 seconds on the clock and the ball on the floor. Would have been tough for them to get in a scoring position. Not the play that they wanted, turnover straight into the foul, but that's a foul you got to call every time. I don't think you're allowed to just jump on guys. 5
turnovers already for the Breakers. Ballinger has 6 and 4 rebounds.
And if there is an area of concern for the Breakers, it would have to be their turnovers. If they played a little bit more efficiently, that offense would really be unstoppable. But they play at such a high pace that turnovers do come as part of that style of offense.
He makes the second. Lead is 6. 6 seconds to go in the quarter. Lob pass to Abercrombie. They left him alone, and he comes down with it.
Wow. How about that to finish the quarter? It's turned into a little bit of staple in the Breakers to get good big plays at the end of the quarter. Nobody had Thomas Abercrombie in the corner. They threw it up as high as you want to because Thomas Abercrombie's going to go up and get it. Just toss it up there and bang, smacks it home.
That is a great look from Kevin Braswell. Split the double team with the pass, just put it up there. And who else is going to come down with it like that but Thomas Abercrombie for the Breakers?
And that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to double team the ball to make it difficult to score, but as you said, a great pass by Kevin Braswell there. Sees the cutting Thomas Abercrombie to go into the hole, tosses it up, and it's easy from there because that guy is a spring when he goes up to get the basketball.
Well, in the game in Adelaide earlier in the season, Thomas Abercrombie had some spectacular dunks against the 36ers. So they have a 7-point lead. Let's go down and listen to Andre Lamanos.
Like face guard, well, just basically sit in this area here and just mess with it. So when it comes in, like you can go back and guard him straight away. You're not all the way on this side of the floor. All right, just sit in that area and then we can play from there.
So we wanted to go to the big and then tonight back to this.
Exactly. You just got to be aware, obviously, now you've got no one helping you on that. Like, you don't want to get burned over the top. Defensively, again, we've got hurt a few times in trans with them running past us. If you've got the ball, you've got to staple it and keep it in front of you, okay? The shows have been good. The catches have been...
And here we see the three-point shooting of the New Zealand Breakers. They're finding the guys, even though it's not that open. They just feel it's shooting with a lot of confidence right now. CJ Bruton. Here we see Kevin Braswell on the flare screen. Wide open on the wing. Great screen by Gary Wilkinson there to create the shot. And they're doing what they do best. When the Breakers are shooting the 3, they're a tough team to stop. Really difficult when they're doing that well.
Back and forth in that first quarter. Stats telling me 12 lead changes in that first quarter, but the Breakers have it at the moment. And it's comfortable when it's not 7 points. Biggest scoring run by the Breakers, 9 points.
Well, that just shows you how talented the 36ers can be. They stayed in the quarter for most of the time, but come down the stretch, the Breakers hit a couple big shots, and a game that did have 12 lead changes turns into a 7-point ball game.
They don't have a problem scoring points at home to Adelaide. On the road, they struggle a little bit, averaging 72.6 in those 5 losses. But at the moment, 21 points. Marty Clark will be happy with that. He just needs some stops on the defensive end and maybe push the ball a little bit more, get the Breakers on their heels.
And it's difficult for the visitors because they try and key in on one guy. If you come in and you say, we got to stop Kirk Penny, well, you do that, but then Kevin Braswell ends up with 7 in the first quarter. Or if you stop Kevin Braswell, then, well, C.J. Bruton still had 5 points. You just don't know where to turn defensively. It's tough to take away all 5 guys on the court at one time. See the Breakers opening up in a little bit of a zone, see if it can switch up the Adelaide offense.
Underway in the second quarter. Creek gives it to Howard. Vicona out on him. Johnson for 3. Not a great three-point shooting team, Adelaide, on the season. In fact, on the road, they hit 27.5% of their threes. Wilkinson drives left, falls away with the right hand. Nice jump shot from Gary Wilkinson.
Oh, he's got a lot in that offensive game of his, more than he's shown up to this season. That's a tough shot. Driving down with the left hand, stepping back from 15 feet. That's a shot that guards would love to be able to hit.
Gary Wilkinson had 22 last week against Cairns, and he's on the way tonight for the Breakers. You have a whistle on the floor. Mika Vicona is called for the foul.
And that's a difficult cover down there on the block, Adam Ballinger. You've got to stay up on him tight because he can hit the 15, 17-footer with ease. But if you do, he's got a real good rip-through going to that right hand. He shows a lot of quickness getting to the basket.
Howard gives it to Shannon. Incredible story about Shannon. Has only one eye.
Well, I think he's got 2 eyes, but he can't see out of one.
Well, he's got 2 eyes, but he can only use one. Still, he's a point guard. You need great vision to be a point guard.
Yeah, it's surprising. Most players that have one of those vision impairments tend to play with the goggles, but he goes it alone, just tosses it out there.
Hanari with the runner. Shot clock winding down and just floats it up. Paul Hanari, a rare field goal for the Breakers stalwart.
And they're clicking on all cylinders now. Everybody's hitting what they throw up there.
Shannon, 2 eyes, 1 works. Gives it to Johnson. Gives it back to Shannon. Crosses over Penny. Creek gives it to Johnson. Gets position. Throws up a wild little hook shot as time expired.
And you'd like to see something a little bit stronger when you get the ball that deep in the possession.
Abercrombie front rims it over Creek. Adelaide down 11. Mismatch time. Shannon has Abercrombie on him. Wants it back. Nice pass to Johnson. Just not dropping for the 36ers at the moment.
Johnson's getting a lot of opportunities down there on the block, just unable to finish right now. Looks like Jacob Holmes might be coming in for him.
Penny has it up high. Shot clock, single figures. Wilkinson cleans up the miss.
And a lapse defensively there. Adam Ballinger had to come over to challenge the shot by Kirk Penny. He slides over, nobody boxes out his man. Gary Wilkinson gets the rebound.
Shannon falls over. Adelaide will get it back as Holmes comes in for the 36ers. Johnson will sit down. And we have a timeout on the floor as Shannon goes to the floor.
Yeah, it's a bit dangerous out there as a player. You don't want to be coming to a jump stop and falling down for no reason. But when it gets that hot, when it's as humid as it is here in Auckland right now, it becomes a difficult gym to play in, and it can get really wet really quickly.
13 points the lead has ballooned to as the Breakers putting the clamps down on the 36ers. Let's hear what Marty Clark has to say to his team.
I mean, we're just not getting through stuff. So any time you dribble, whether it's down here or down here, they're sending someone in behind to try and trap it from behind. So when you get cut off, the ball's sitting there, it's going to knock it out of your hands. So if you pick your dribble up, pick it up, and if you start with this right
second side, everything is good for us. The guards are bad at dealing with on-ball screens. Yeah, good job getting to the rim. Keep pressure on the rim. Here we go. On penetration, get to receiver spots. 1, 2, 3.
Well, the Bakers there talking about moving the ball offensively. When we get to the second side of the offense, we get anything we want. If they keep playing it like that, and they're right. Right now, when they keep moving the ball, the opportunities just will open up down that lane.
Scoring leaders for the 36ers. Bellinger has 6 and Johnson has 5. For the Breakers, Braswell, 7 off the bench. And Wilkinson has 6. 36ers have the ball. Shannon looking for somebody. Finds Holmes. Shannon gets it back. 5 on the shot clock. Goes to work on Bruton. Gets in the lane. Puts it up. Can't get it. Penny comes away with it. Bruton with it now. Head fake from CJ Bruton. Paul Hanare slashing to the rim. And Paul Hanare, and one situation, Paulie getting his offense on.
And there's that unselfishness that we were talking about earlier. CJ Bruton saw that he had the mismatch on Jacob Holmes, uses the crossover to get to the paint, and a streaking Paul Hanare doesn't stay on the outside waiting for the three-point shot. He wants to go in there with the tall timber, finishes at the rim, and one, going to the line for the three-point play.
Lead is 15 for the Breakers. Can't convert. Gary Wilkinson, though, picks up another rebound, this time on the offensive end. And the Breakers are doing it in that respect. 6 so far in the game.
And it's just all going their way right now. Something has to stem the tide if you're a 36ers fan.
Penny gets free. Head fake. Gets defender in the air. Wants the call, and it's just a 2. But Keith Penny felt he was fouled.
What can you do to stop that?
Shannon, crossover, spin move, and he walked.
And he doesn't like the call. He felt there was a lot of contact and thought he only took the 2 steps before he passed it off. Officials having a bit of a word for him. If he was in the NBA this year, that demonstrative would say something about, but there we see Kirk Penny. This is a head fake, just wants to draw the call, but he nothing but net, just floats it in there.
Last 5 games, Coop Penny averaging 21.6. Player of the week after its big game against Cairns here exactly 7 days ago. And he's open again in the corner. This time it's a 3-pointer. Coop Penny is finding the groove, and the lead is 20.
And as hot as it is in this gym right now, it's just getting hotter. Everything that the Breakers are throwing up right now is just finding the back of the net.
Not a lot of movement on the 36ers bench at the moment. Not a lot of answers to this Breakers onslaught for Adelaide at the moment. Bellinger, he can't get it going either. He wants the call. Hanare, Penny has it, puts it on the floor, gives it to Bruton. Wilkinson looking for somebody. It's Coop Penny, and it's a 3-pointer, and it won't drop. That would have been huge.
Oh, it's got to give the Sixers confidence. At least they're not going to hit everything. They're going to miss one once in a while, because that was a good pass by Wilkinson, a good open look by Kirk Penny, and it didn't go down. But great offense by the Breakers. They're playing just a real high level of efficiency right now.
Hanare, Wilkinson take a seat. Braswell and Pledger in for the Breakers. It's a frustrated Adelaide team at the moment. Eddie Shannon is not enjoying himself in the second quarter.
But they got to keep their heads in it, and they got to keep plugging along, because as a team on the year, the Breakers have been known to let teams come back into the ball game. So you got to keep plugging away and try and get that offense going.
Nice rebound by Brad Hill. Gives the 36ers another chance. Bruce, baseline drive. Gives it to Holmes. Holmes doesn't shoot the ball particularly well from deep, but that shot needs to start falling for Jacob Holmes and the 36ers.
Well, that's a shot that he likes, that 17-footer at the elbow. He feels really comfortable shooting that, and he nailed it that time.
Lob pass to Pledger, can't haul it in though. Wild pass. Coop Penny, contact, no whistle. Wow, they are letting them play tonight. Pledger gets the ball into the hoop. 2 points, and the lead is 22.
Great hustle by Adelaide defensively, but it wasn't enough.
Back to 20 is the lead. Back and fourth we go. CJ Bruton, 3 on the way. Pledger, another offensive rebound. Too easy for Alex Pledger.
And Marty Clark's seen enough. He's calling a timeout. He's got to do something to stem the tide here. Everything's coming too easily offensively for the Breakers right now. They've got to do something to change it up.
Pledger off the bench has 7. He's 3 of 5 from the floor. And he has 4 offensive rebounds. Pulling the boards in for the Breakers. And they are really ramming it down the throats of Adelaide at the moment. Let's go down and listen to Marty Clark.
Because the amount we run this way, they run twice as fast back that way. Just have a look at the scoreboard, I'll tell you. If you have something in transition, wonderful. If not, it's the last 7 seconds. Get the ball from this side to that side. Get it in through here, back out there. They do not want to defend. We're not making them defend because we're getting into their game. Let's go some zone at that end. Zone and some spread here. Horn spread. Horn spread.
Back call carry, you come back if we need it, we bust it, we keep staying deep and keep being aggressive. Here we go, boys, keep working. 1, 2, 3.
We hear Marty Clark there talking about being more patient offensively. If you have a layup, take it. But if not, we got to work our way back into this ball game. We got to work it around. We have to make the Breakers team defend the basketball. The harder they work now, the harder it is going to be for them on the offensive end. And that's the attitude they got to keep plugging away with. It's getting out of hand now, 22-point lead. But if they can stick with it, cut it to 10 points here at halftime, you never know what could happen.
Marty Clark saying they do not want to defend. They're not really having to at the moment, as he said in the timeout. 22-point deficit, just 23 points. Finally, it drops for Adam Ballinger, the 4th point of the quarter for the 36ers. Braswell shapes up, skip pass. Nice touch.
And Corey Webster loves that one dribble pull-up. That's a shot that he works on over and over again at the practice facility, and you saw the results of it there.
He caught that in rhythm, put it on the floor, and just stroked it. Ballinger sees a double team. Holmes with the jump shot. 4 straight points for the 36ers.
And a bit more ball movement from Adelaide is resulting in easier looks at the basket.
Breakers faced with a 2-3 zone. Boucher tries to find a seam. Braswell gives it back to Boucher. Behind the back to Pledger. Nice work. Alex Pledger is finding his spots on the floor beautifully at the moment. 9 points for the big 7-footer. Beautiful pass. And equally a better block. Pledger's everywhere.
When he gets his confidence going offensively, he becomes a monster everywhere on the court. You see him on the boards again there.
Webster, left-hand drive, floating through the lane. Beautiful touch from Corey Webster.
It looked like he was caught between decision-making there, halfway between a pass and a shot, and he made the right decision. He smashes home the little floater. Good shot.
The lead has ballooned to 24. Hill, 3 on the way. That drops for Brad Hill. But a streaking Bruton going the other way. 2 points. No one picked them up in transition.
And somebody's got to get back there. Normally, it's the point guard's job to get back, stop the transition break there. But somebody faltered defensively for the Sixers.
Ballinger. Tough shot over Alex Pledger.
And they're trading baskets now, but once you get down 20, you can't trade baskets anymore. You got to knuckle down and get stops on the defensive end.
90 seconds to go in this first half at the North Shore Event Centre. Almost at capacity as Pledger once again gets it on the baseline, but this time it's poked away and the Breakers will get the ball back. Mikavakona, he'll check in the game as Boucher takes a seat. Dowdle and Johnson come in as Ballinger and Bruce sit down for Adelaide.
And Johnson is a good matchup for the Sixers on Alex Pledger. He makes it a bit more difficult for him to rebound on the offensive end and tougher to shoot over because he is a taller player.
Quick three from Bruton, won't drop. Hill gets it behind the back. Oh, another block for Alex Pledger, and he loves it.
And he's showing emotion. He must be pumped up. That guy never shows emotion on the basketball court.
That's why they call him the Chief. As Braswell strikes the elbow jump shot. 23-point lead for the Breakers. Shannon into the lane. Johnson. Nice curl there from Johnson as he gets 2 points. 41 seconds to go. Webster for three. No, Mikavakona. They boxed him out, but he still had the athleticism just to get it one-handed. And the Breakers will slow the clock down. Bruton wide open. Didn't like it as soon as it left his hands. But another offensive rebound. Webster, why not? Terrible shot. I don't think the coaching staff wanted that either. 36ers have the ball. Shannon gets in the lane. Fall away. 2 seconds to go. He needs to shoot it. It's a runner. Good if it goes. Wide left.
And you can't have a lot of complaints if you're the Breakers coaching staff right now. They're clicking in all cylinders on the offensive end. Doing a great job defensively, holding the Sixers 36 points. Don't know what more you could ask for there, but just a great first half for them.
Absolutely. 55-36. The Breakers are doing the business against the Adelaide 36ers here at the North Shore Event Centre.
Your teammates can push you. Your coach can drive you. But when you're at home, your fans will lift you to another level. Watch the Breakers home games on Sky Sport. Check guides for times.
CIA has a secret. Now they have a problem.
I know what to do.
Cross the line. Push the limits. Never give up. Green Zone. Sunday on Sky Movies.
The Summer Stunner from BK is here. For only $5.50, you get a delicious Whopper Junior, small fries, a sundae, and a chill-inducing frozen Coke. Ooh, that's chilly. The Summer Stunner from Burger King for just $5.50. It'll save you and your pocket this summer. Value tastes better with the King.
Jordan takes off.
Rondo might not like that.
Hey, Rondo. What? MJ's dropping 63 on the 86 Celtics.
Again.
Not what you playing. You think he's Jordan.
NBA 2K11, out now.
Save your bullets, Watson.
What was that about saving bullets?
She followed you here, Holmes. Watson! It's warm in here, Watson!
Everything away!
Get his leg up, old boy. These German locks always give you trouble. It's a bad sore. No matter, we have plenty of time. Don't get excited. Turn off that valve. And we'll bounce in 3, 2, 1.
People love My Sky HDI. You can pause and rewind live TV. Automatically record every episode in a series with Series Link. Watch and record an incredible range of quality channels at the touch of a button, and record 2 channels at the same time while watching a third live. Watch downloaded movies and entertainment on demand. And you'll be thrilled to hear that My Sky HDI won't cost you hundreds of dollars. In fact, it's yours for just $15 a month on any Sky digital subscription and a low one-off installation cost. And if you have an HD television, you can watch sports and movies in 1080 high definition for only $10 extra a month. Plus, if something goes wrong with this box, you can keep smiling knowing Sky will happily replace it. No wonder it's New Zealand's #1 personal video recorder. My Sky HDI, your happy place.
Welcome back to the North Shore Event Centre. We're at halftime. The Breakers are dominating the Adelaide 36ers, 55 points to 36. My name is Dennis Katsanos. I'm joined by tall black Casey Frank. Casey, 2 words, dictating terms. The Breakers, it is their game to lose.
Well, they're just playing at such a high level of efficiency. If they're playing this well offensively, I don't know what you can do except throw your hands up and hope they miss. Right now, the 36ers just aren't playing good enough defensively. They're putting up no resistance, and the Breakers are taking advantage of it.
Speaking of the Breakers, their offense has been sensational, Casey. It was a little bit niggly to start with, a few bodies on the floor, but once the Breakers got into that rhythm, they were hard to stop.
Well, they came out with a much more aggressive mindset tonight. Past few games, they've been settling for the jump shots, but tonight, everybody who gets the ball with half a lane is taking it straight to the lane. And as that aggressiveness offensively paid off with open looks for the three-point shooters later in the quarter.
Casey, the Breakers creating good looks, Adelaide not marking close enough. What's happening here?
Well, the Breakers are not getting stopped off defensively. You know, the 36ers just are putting up no resistance. You see there the behind-the-back patch by Dylan Boucher. They're enabling each other to do whatever they want to do. They just have to do something more. They have to knock somebody down. They have to take away a layup. They just have to put up some more defense.
Dylan Boucher, absolutely brilliant and very thoughtful with plays like that. Adelaide, conversely, they have had to fight and fight for every point they've got on the board.
Well, especially in that second quarter. The first quarter went pretty well. They had 21 points, but it just locked down for them. It looked like somebody put a lid on the basket. We heard Marty Clark saying we need to move the ball more offensively. We need to make them work, and they weren't doing that. They were settling for the quick jump shot in transition, and they paid for it on the other end.
It's funny, the game against the Blaze, there were 7 36ers in double figures. It is very, very quiet for them. Having a look at the stats, as you would predict, everything going the way of the Breakers. 73% field goal percentage. A lot of that from the immense amount of rebounds they're getting on the boards.
Well, you know, they've only missed 7 shots from the 2-point range, and of those, I bet they got 6 of those back. You know, they're just crashing it on the offensive glass, getting multiple opportunities, and you're not going to win a basketball game if you let the other team shoot 73%.
Exceptional for the Breakers. Once again, there could be another Player of the Week award for this week. Kirk Penny.
Well, he's playing pretty well, but he's not the only weapon. Everybody else is playing great. He came out great offensively early. He took it to him. The Sixers tried to take away from the offensive weapons, but they just couldn't do it. And because he was playing so well, it opened things up for other guys. He doesn't have a great effect on the scoreboard right now, but he said, how can you stop that? Look at that shot. What can you do?
Casey, we touched a little bit on the 36ers. Kirk Penny trying to draw a foul there. Would it be wise of Marty Clark to try and incorporate something he did at the under-19s with a very, very disruptive full-court press on the Breakers, something to slow them down? People like Kirk Penny, man-to-man.
They did. They tried to play some full-court pressure, but that's something that the Breakers can break easily. They went to the full-court press. The Breakers brought in 3 point guards with Corey Webster, Kevin Braswell, and C.J. Bruton, and they were able to break it at will. So they have to try something else. I'd like to see them be a bit more physical in the half-court. Maybe if they want to have a chance at the win, they have to put somebody on their back.
Right at the very top of the show, we said Adam Ballinger had to step up. He was the key to success for the 36ers. Every point he's got, he is trying to lead this team, but he can't do it alone. As I touched on, 7 double-figured in their game against the Blaze. Tonight, if they get 3 or 4, I think the 36ers will be happy.
Well, you know, as he goes, so go the Sixers. And he's putting in a lot of work offensively, but it's not coming to fruition. He's not having, at this point, he's going to have an unbelievable game to get them back into it. But he can't do it alone, and the 36ers just aren't playing well enough as a whole, as a group, to win the game right now.
It's Adam Ballinger fighting for every single point. I don't think Marty Clark would have any complaints. Looking at the head-to-head, really, I think Kirk Penny, sensational. He wouldn't mind a few more from the land of plenty, so to speak, wouldn't he?
Well, if you're the Sixers, you don't mind him only having 3 field goals made. But because everybody else is playing well, it hasn't mattered. They've done great. And as we said, if Alan Ballinger doesn't have a monster game, it's not going to be enough for the Sixers. He's already got 10 and 4, but he's going to have to have 40 if they want to get a win now.
If Adam Ballinger's not firing, who could step up? Well, we'd look at Holmes, perhaps. Ron Howard. Who does Marty Clark turn to if Ballinger can't fire?
I think he turns to everybody. He's in the locker room right now saying, somebody please get this going. Show some fire, show something offensively, get us going on the scoreboard, get us back into this ballgame.
For the Breakers, more of the same?
More of the same. I mean, if you're Andre Lamanis, you like everything that's going on. You want to see more of it. They're playing well offensively. You can't have any complaints. They're doing a great job defensively. They're hitting the offensive glass. They're getting everything done.
Yes, it's a big crowd here at the North Shore Event Centre. They are being thoroughly entertained. The Breakers up against the Hawks in their next game in round 16. That's Thursday, the 3rd of Feb, 7:30. They're on the road the following week, Casey, and I think a lot of the crowd will be disappointed because the last 2 weeks have just been entertainment plus and almost a sellout. There's probably about 50, 60 empty seats here.
Well, I'd be surprised if there aren't many, but the crowd here tonight, they're going to come back again because this is a great exhibition of basketball that's being put on by the New Zealand Breakers tonight, and the home crowd loves it.
Will the Breakers be able to extend the lead at the moment? It's 55-36. If they get to 100, it's Junior Whoppers fever. And I'll tell you, if they get up around in those 90s, you will hear the crowd reminding them of that. Do stay with us. When we come back, it's the second half.
Australia versus England. Second ODI, Friday live, Sky Sport 1. Brought to you by Fujitsu Heat Pumps.
Jordan takes off. Rondo might not like that.
Hey, Rondo. What? MJ's dropping 63 on the 86 Celtics.
Again.
Not what you playing. You think he's Jordan.
NBA 2K11, out now.
You satisfied with Maestro?
Yeah, I am.
A little stingy with their miles. I like Hertz.
Hertz keeps its vehicles too long. If a car has over 20,000 miles, I won't drive it.
That new outfit, Colonial, isn't bad.
Is that a joke?
Yes.
Their kiosk placement blows.
Yeah, they never have available upgrades.
I don't know how they're still in business.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Alex.
Right.
Oh, my God. I wasn't sure these actually existed. This is the American Airlines...
It's a concierge key, yeah. I was pretty excited the day that bad boy came in.
Yeah, I'll say. I put up pretty pedestrian numbers, like 60,000 a year domestic.
It's not bad.
Don't patronize me. What's your total?
That's a personal question.
Oh, please.
We hardly know each other.
Oh, come on. Impress me. Oh, I bet it's huge.
You have no idea.
Ah, how big? What is it, this big? This big?
I don't want to brag.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Let's just say I have a number in mind. I haven't hit it yet. Hope it doesn't cheapen our relationship.
We're two people who get turned on by elite status. I think cheap is our starting point.
Guess who won at the Golden Globes?
Hit it, fellas.
Best Actor, Steve Buscemi.
Oh, my God! What? I have no idea.
And Best TV Drama, Boardwalk Empire. Tuesday, Prime.
You are here because your country needs more cameramen than ever before. It's going to be a lot harder on the sideline, but just knowing how to turn on a camera does not make you a cameraman. If you ain't moving, you better be dead. I will make you a cameraman. This is not a hammock. This bad boy will give you a clean headshot at a range of 100 yards. You may work for Sky Sport, but your butt belongs to me. It'll be worse in Wellington. You will shoot harder. You will shoot sharper. You will be focused. You will be ready for Rugby World Cup 2011. All 48 games, all live. You will be match fit. We will be match fit.
Welcome back to the North Shore Event Centre. It's round 15 clash between the New Zealand Breakers and the Adelaide 36ers. The Breakers up 55-36, a 19-point lead at half-time. Had the biggest lead of 24 in that second quarter. And they are just doing it on the glass at the moment against the Adelaide 36ers. 26 rebounds, 11 of them offensive. Mika Vakona already has 8 boards for the game, 4 offensive rebounds. So does Alex Pledger and Casey Frank, the Adelaide 36ers. They took a long time to come out of those changing sheds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got an earful from the coaching staff there. But what can you do right now? They've got to be throwing up their hands. The Breakers are just playing just exceptionally well right now. This is the kind of offensive squad that they can be when they're playing their best. And that's what they're doing right now. They're playing at their best.
They certainly are. 55 points in the half. And they didn't even shoot the ball particularly well from beyond the arc, the Breakers. 3 of 15. Highlighted by Kurt Penny. It's 1 of 5, which is very unusual for Kurt Penny.
It is unusual, but the 36ers must have come in with a game plan that they wanted to take the shots away from Kirk Penny. And for the most part, they've done a great job of that. But the other players in the Breakers have really stepped up, and it's just been a great show of offensive flow. It's just passing the ball around, a lot of unselfishness, and it's just a great job by the Breakers to play together and really take it to the Sixers in the first half.
The depth of that Breakers team as well stands to that bench. They go 10 deep. In fact, you could argue that they go 11 deep some nights. BJ Anthony could play in this league for some clubs. 55 points they've scored in the half. 31 points for the bench, punctuated by Alex Pledger. 9 points for the Breakers. And we're underway in the second half. The crowd, as per usual, on their feet in full voice. Wilkinson, three-pointer to start it off. Slides to the floor. And they start the half the way that they intend to end the game.
And it's still going. The offense didn't cool down with the halftime break.
Bellinger finds Johnson underneath. He is fouled.
But you see the Sixers, they haven't given up. They're still putting hustle. They're huddling up together. They still want to fight back into this game. They ran some good offense there. Found Dungy Johnson underneath the basket with some good offensive play. He made the layup. He took the contact. He's going to the three-point line for the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Nice work by Daniel Johnson. 11 points in the game for him. He starts the half. Jacob Holmes, who started the game, is on the bench. And Johnson will go to the line as they clean up the sweat from Gary Wilkinson, who took a slide at half court there. As Paul Henare fell over just before.
I don't know how much the guys in the court must be sweating, but it's a hot gym in here, man. Everybody's sweating. I think I might have some of the players be wearing this suit.
I think you might need the extra strength Rexona next week, Casey. I'm just saying. That grey shirt. Anyway, Kurt Penny. Enough of that. Has the ball. There's the shot. Misses the rim. Shannon comes away with it. Bellinger puts the big shot on Abercrombie. And Shannon just gets it over half court in time. Almost an 8-second violation there for the 36. It's good defense from the Breakers. And that is a coach killer right there, Marty Clark.
And what do? Just nothing seems to be going their way right now. What seems like a simple basketball play. Just really struggling.
On the floor for the Breakers, Abercrombie, Vakona, Penny, Wilkinson, and Henare. As Tom Abercrombie takes a three. Second three in the half for the Breakers.
And a great read by Thomas Abercrombie there. He has has the option of coming off 2 screens and coming out the other side. He saw that the defender jumped the play. He pops back. Good vision by Kirk Penny to hit him with the open 3-point shot.
Here's 5 points in the game. Oh, that looks uncomfortable. He's okay. Johnson gets up. We can certainly pop a knee doing that. As Wilkinson, another 3. The second of the half. Third in a row for the Breakers.
Well, they didn't hit a lot of 3s in the first half, but it looks like it's all on here in the second. Is that 3 threes to open the quarter so far?
I do believe it is. I think I mentioned that they were just shooting 3-15 from behind the arc. But 3 threes already, 2 from Wilkinson. He has 12. Wilkinson is on 5, people. He has not missed. He's 5 of 5 from the field. With 3 rebounds, 2 of them offensive as well. Howard pushes the ball, Vacona on him. Ballinger, man, the 36ers have not switched on since halftime, and Alan Ballinger said that's my fault.
Well, it's starting to turn into a bit of a nightmare right now. The only thing you can hope for is maybe somebody can pinch them and they might wake up. Other than that, I don't know if it's going to go their way too soon.
Biggest lead of the game, 25, and the Breakers have the ball. Penny gets free. Misses the 3. Howard pulls down the rebound. Creek gives it to Howard. 5 to shoot for Adelaide. Wilkinson agrees with the referee on the foul call again, Casey. It's Ron Howard trying to turn the corner.
Well, he's a nice guy. There's no use fighting with the officials when you're up 25. That would be just a bit cocky, I think, if you're still looking for those calls when you're up 25 points in the third quarter.
That's a fair point. I take your point. Excellent. Yeah, no, totally. Ballinger with the ball. Vacona on him. Gives it back to Shannon. Goes left. Howard for 3. Johnson, more good work underneath for the 36ers. Ballinger, bullet pass into him. Nice look from Ron Howard.
Great pass and great hands there by Ballinger. They're trying to claw their way back in there, and they need more plays like that to do it.
Wilkinson is pushed by Ballinger. He picks up the foul, just his first. And this matchup that we really look forward to between Ballinger and Wilkinson hasn't quite eventuated the way that Ballinger had hoped, because his team is down. They have equal points on 12. But it's a frustrating evening for him as Wilkinson goes to the line.
Wilkinson showing some surprising quickness there. He looks like he might be a bit slow of foot, but he can put it down on the floor and he can really take advantage of some of the other big players in this league.
Wilkinson makes both. 10 of 13 from the line, the Breakers are tonight. He hasn't missed in the game so far. Creek couldn't convert on the pass.
Just needs to show a bit more patience there. He had great position. Come down with it, grab it strong, chin the ball, go up strong, finish it.
Hanari, the original breaker. Gave to Wilkinson. Just a little fidgety there for Gary Wilkinson.
And the basketball might get a little wet. There's a lot of sweat here in the gym, and might have fallen a little bit on the basketball there. Makes it a little bit difficult to handle. And the Breakers no let up with them. They're still putting on the full court defensive pressure.
They take off one hot man in Gary Wilkinson, and they put on another in Alex Pleasure. 4 of 6 from the first half, 9 points. Just too tall for the 36ers. And another turnover. Turnover number 10 for the 36ers tonight.
And if Alex Pleasure is playing like this, that is just a difficult 1-2 punch to stop for the big men for the Breakers. They've got, I don't know what you're going to do if you're the Adelaide 36ers when they're playing like that tonight.
Abercrombie elevates, too short. Howard is pushing it. Dumps it off. A block, a nice block from Thomas Abercrombie. Hanari to Penny. 2 points for Kurt Penny.
Great transition offense there. Kirk Penny saw his opportunity, started sprinting hard from the other side of the court, and a nice little floater pass from Paul Henare ends up with a layup.
Lead is 27. Penny has 11.
And just no let-up defensively by the Breakers. They're up 27 right now, but looks like they want to be up 37.
Ballinger, a deep 2. 14 points for Adam Ballinger.
And that's his bread and butter, that outside shot. He spends a lot of time working on his form, comes in early, gets a lot of shots up, and he nailed that one.
He's been an excellent player for the Adelaide 36ers. As Penny takes the corner 3. That falls, as does Kirk Penny. 71-33. A 28-point lead. Timeout on the floor for Marty Clark and his Adelaide 36ers. And it's going the Breakers' way right now.
Well, before the game, Andre Lamanis talked about consistency. And this has been, if this has been anything tonight, it has been a consistent performance from the Breakers. They haven't let up offensively. They haven't let up defensively. And this is what you want to see if you're the coach of the Breakers. More of this going in when we're coming into this, the important end of the season here.
Well, what worked for Cairns last week certainly isn't working tonight. But let's go down sideline to Dennis Katsanos, who is a very, very special guest in the house.
Yes, a very special guest indeed. I have Curtis Granderson with me, who is from the New York Yankees. Curtis, I had the pleasure of coming to watch your team play the Mets in the Subway Series, so I know how big baseball is. What brings you out to New Zealand?
Well, the fact that you saw it and enjoyed the game, we're trying to go ahead and help promote the game in other parts of the world where it's not. But it is here in New Zealand. It's actually the fastest growing sport here, and we're here just to help get it even bigger than it already is.
You're here for an under-16 Oceania qualifying tournament. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, it's going to be great. It's a big tournament to kick things off. We got Australia going to be here, Guam being here, and of course the native land of New Zealand is going to be out here, who I'm going to be helping, partaking, and doing some camps and lessons with throughout the whole week.
We've got that on Sky on the 25th from 9:45 in the morning, so make sure you tune in. I heard you want to go diving with the Sharks. Is that true?
Oh, I would love to, as long as they allow it, set it up for me. Anybody who know out there can take me out there?
Well, I'll tell you what, Curtis, being from the New York Yankees, we can make that happen, no worries, mate.
Hey, perfect. I'm looking all for it. I've seen it on TV. It looks great, and I want to jump down there with them.
Okay, practice this one for me. Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Perfect.
I'm not sure if Brian Cashman and the Yankees organization would like it if Curtis Granderson was going to go swimming with the Sharks.
Oh, it's all safe down there. Sharks are friendly animals.
Take your word for it, Casey. 71-43. Breakers lead the Adelaide 36ers. 4:37 to go. Shot clock expires, and Jacob Holmes gets the long 2 to fall.
Good ball movement, good patience by the Sixers. Using the clock is what they want to do. That's one way you can slow down the Breakers' offense, is by making them play more defense.
Holmes has 6. He's 3-3 from the floor. Braswell in the game. 3 on the way from him. Can't drop. Alex Pledger almost came up with another offensive rebound. And Adelaide will get the ball back.
The Sixers still hustling, still working defensively. Gave a bit of an open look to Braswell, but fought hard on the defensive glass and were able to throw it off Dylan Boucher's foot.
Tough weekend for the Adelaide 36ers. They play next up Perth at home on Sunday. You can catch that one on Sky Sport and 1HD in Australia. And that really is a true test of character, coming to New Zealand and having to host Perth, who are second in the table behind the Breakers. Shannon, as the shot clock expires again, that can't drop though. The Breakers get it back. Jacob Holmes may have been the last person to touch it, not according to the ref.
Well, somebody's got to give him a break. I mean, great hustle there by Jacob Holmes on the glass, and he gives his team another opportunity. And Dowdle takes advantage of it there and kind of throws a little elbow at Kevin Braswell as he runs by.
Dowdle with a long 2. They seem to be the shots that are falling for Adelaide. Lob pass to Pledger. Can't come down with it. And he just pushes over.
And he walks on as if he didn't even notice the contact. Yeah, did I knock you to the ground? Didn't know that. I'll just keep going. Good pass by Dylan Boucher there, just a little bit too high for the 7-footer. Lost the ball. Good defense by the Sixers to get their hands in and force it. And, you know, there's no love lost between any of the teams here in the NBL.
big weekend for Perth as well, who are second on the table. They play Townsville in Perth as well, so if they want to stay pace, as Brad Hill gets 2 for the 36ers, if they want to keep pace with the Breakers or consolidate that second position, and they'll be looking for back-to-back wins here in round 15. Boucher, fall away. Little hook won't drop. Howard, floater in the lane. Holmes hustling on the boards. Pledger comes away with it.
And Howard had open players on the wing and under the basket there, chose to take it himself and misses the little floater.
Bruden is fouled.
Trying to play a physical brand of defense, the Sixers still are. Not giving up, still fighting hard, doing what they can to try and stay in this ball game. As Kirk Penny and Alex Pledger head to the bench.
Corey Webster into the game, as is Gary Wilkinson. It's kind of like he's pitching a no-hitter at the moment. No one should mention it. Talk to him about it. He hasn't missed from the floor.
And yet you keep talking about it.
I know, but he can't hear me, Casey.
It's a jinx. It doesn't matter if he can hear you. It's just that it's out there in the ether. That's when it gets noticed. It's the basketball gods, Andrew. They're the ones who hear you.
Let's go down and listen to Andre Lamanis in the timeout. Thanks, Casey.
Offense, not turning over, not going negative, but being smart, good passes, aggressive at the rim, penetrate, pitch, making the effort. But defensively, like, you know, double team the ball, 3 guys on the ball, throw out of over our heads, a 3-on-1 layup. Like that sort of stuff we've got to be better at. We still want to be up-tempo, slide in the hands on the ball, pressure, but nothing where we just gamble ridiculously and give up layups. We can't give up quick scores and easy baskets if we want to build a big lead. Okay? Get it in here.
If you see him flip it, you've got to get out. Okay? Get the ball up the floor. When you get it in, throw it back and try and throw it up the floor. Throw it up the floor rather than dribble it.
Here we go.
Here, Andre Lamanis talking about playing solid defense. We have a 22-point lead. We don't need to do anything spectacular. Just play solid, make them work for it. Well, Marty Clark wants a team to beat the teams with the pass. Dribbling it, taking too much time, enabling the Breakers to set up in those double teams, make it much tougher for them. Tossing it down the court makes it a lot easier to get the offense going.
Back underway. Good pressure out of the timeout by the 36ers. Brad Hill fouled at half court by Dylan Boucher.
And it would have been an easy break, so a good foul by Boucher there to stop the break, make them set up in the half-court offense where they haven't had as much success tonight as they would have liked.
.225 left in this third quarter. Mitch Creek has CJ Bruden on him. And CJ got a piece.
Just a little outmatched there physically, CJ was, so he tried to get a hand in, keep him off the block a little bit, and got tagged with the foul. Here we see the mismatch. He goes to the hole hard, slaps the hand. Good call. To the line for 2 free throws.
That was a 15 foul for the Breakers. Adelaide just 2. Lead is 22. This will be point number 50 if he could make it. Brad Hill came in here in 2009 in the finals. Burned the Breakers for 32. Excuse me, Mitch Creek. That's Mitch Creek at the line. Lead is 20. Yeah, Brad Hill loved this floor at the finals. 32 points. Good night for the 36ers. Fall away from Wilkinson.
And there it is. It's all you, Andrew. You talked about the perfect from the field, and it's all over now.
Thanks, Casey. I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. Brad Hill into Mitch Creek. Corey Webster gets the steal, though. Gives it up to Braswell. Back to Webster.
And a lot of quickness on the court with the Breakers right now. They've got the 3 point guards. Tough team to stop in the break.
Webster, a fall away, front of the rim. Brad Hill bounces it off his foot. Braswell gets it. Show and go. Beautiful from Kevin Braswell. Nice layup.
An impressive finish with the offhand by Kevin Braswell there. Gave the little pump fake, floats it around, twists it around the basket, and lays it up off the glass.
And then Braswell just falls over Daly.
Well, it's a slippery floor out there, a lot of humidity. Tough to keep your footing, and he looks to be laying some wood out there with his body. He jumped on a player earlier in the game. That time, just lays over him. Once you get caught, once you get a little off balance, you might as well just foul him. And here we see that nice floating layup by Kevin Braswell, up and under the defense. Tough play, and just a little too aggressive defensively, causing the foul. And because they're in the bonus, sending them back to the line for 2 free throws.
Tom Daly at the line. Lead is 21. Breakers next week. Play Cairns. Away from the North Shore Event Centre. Alternating between Adelaide and Cairns at this point of the season. Creek into the lane. Soft jumper.
And that's that transition defense that Andre Lamanis wants to see picked up a little bit. The Breakers are tending to relax a little bit with this big lead. Adelaide still fighting, trying to get back in the game, and they force another turnover.
Shape of the game has lost its form somewhat. Gary Wilkinson crashes the boards, comes away with it. 12 turnovers for Adelaide, 10 for the Breakers so far in the game. Boucher, Wilkinson for 3. Stays hot. Gary Wilkinson.
Still feeling it from deep. He's shooting the ball really well. And Breakers get another late 3-point shot at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Well, he's only missed 1 shot, Casey.
I thought he was perfect, Andrew.
He's 17 points tonight, 6 of 7. But he's perfect from behind the arc, 3 of 3. 3 threes to start the quarter. No dice for the 36ers, and a 3 to end it. Gary Wilkinson. 3 threes in the quarter for the Breakers alone. And they have a big lead at the end of 3. 76-55.
And still flowing offensively, doing all the right things on the offensive end. Still got the 21-point lead at this point. The Breakers just want to keep holding on, play as well as they can, get some of the guys off the bench that haven't had as much playing time this year, see if they can get some. I don't know. If I'm Adelaide, I want to get on that plane as quick as possible, on to the next one, see if they can't beat Perth at home. Wipe this one from the memory sinks.
Come early. Just throw it over the top of your head. Just remember, who you rotate on this ball. If that's Dylan, just rotate right there. Make him spray out of it and shoot a jump shot over the top of you. Okay, we don't have 2 guys go there. We had someone sink off Wilkinson. Now we got it down, and then someone comes back here and shoots 3. Just got to communicate with each other who's going where. Hard show's good. One guy goes, sink him, and that's Wilkinson. And that's Boucher. Let him catch it, and then sit down, because he's going to start doing this. Okay, let's go. What's that? 3. Yeah, let's run some 3. So downstream, come and get it, throw it, go back and get it. You're back in the 3 spot. Okay, so we're going to throw it to Mitch, and then Mitch is going to throw it and run over it. Yep. Okay, let's go.
Well, here is the Starship family from the Children's Hospital here in Auckland. The Vele family, that's little Sione there. And the Army Fatigue Cat, Sharon and Uta, mum and dad, and Lelua is his cousin. Loving the action on the baseline for the Breakers. A little bit of respite there from the life that they have at the moment. Nice from the Breakers and Starship Hospital to give families a little bit of light relief. And they've seen it tonight, 76-55. An absolute shellacking handed out to the Adelaide 36ers, who are heading to 0-6 on the road in the 4th quarter unless they can basically have a miracle answered.
But if there's positive to be taken out of it, they haven't given up. There's still a lot of fight in them. and it's only a 21-point ball game. The impossible isn't yet there. It's still a possibility for them to fight back into this game, and that's what they're trying to do right now.
Oh, Mitch Creek almost put it down over Gary Wilkinson, who comes away with it. Big quarter for Gary Wilkinson in the third. 11 points, 3 3-pointers. He has 17 to lead all scorers. Braswell and Penny, double figures for the Breakers. 11 and 14 respectively. Brad Hill comes away with the ball. Johnson and Ballinger 14 for Ballinger, 12 for Johnson. Scoring leaders for the 36ers. Back and forth we go. Turnovers are plenty tonight. 13th for Adelaide on the game. Penny wide open for three. Drops it in. 17 for Kirk Penny. 7 of 14 from the floor.
And if you're going to find somebody on the defensive end, you got to find Kirk Penny. Leaving him wide open in the corner there. It's the shot that he's going to knock down 9 times out of 10.
Penny on Hill. Out pops Dowdle. Rolls to the hoop. 3 on the way, no good. Ball out of bounds. Adelaide get it back.
Better ball movement there by the Sixers. Moving it around. And how old is that guy? He's looking a little bit young.
Thanks for asking, Casey. I'm not sure. Brad Hill throws it to Gavin Feud, who was spotting up on the 45 of the three-point line and did not want a piece of it. As Shannon checks into the game, Dowdle will take a seat, as will Brad Hill. So on the floor for Adelaide, Johnson, Daly, Holmes, Creek, and Shannon. Penny, another 3 on the way. That won't drop. Braswell gets the offensive rebound. They forgot about Kevin Braswell as Kirk Penny gets into the lane. He's done that, I think, about 3 times tonight. Just shot over the hoop.
And just a tough cut there. Good look by Kevin Braswell, but just a little slick on that ball. A lot of humidity, as we've said tonight a few times. Makes it a little bit tough to handle at times.
Should talk about what I mean by Eddie Shannon has only one working eye as well. He lost the sight on it when he was a kid, when he was accidentally hit in the eye with a rock. And eventually they had to take the sight away. A procedure called an evisceration. Casey.
Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. Wilkinson, nice feed from Kevin Braswell. And Gary Wilkinson continues the hot form. 19 points for him, 7 of 8. Kevin Braswell with the look.
Still great ball movement, a lot of unselfishness from the Breakers. Looking to find whoever the open man is and just keep working that offensively.
Holmes passes it off. Beautiful pass downstairs to Johnson. Great look from Jacob Holmes.
And a good finish by Daniel Johnson there. Good job to catch high and finish high.
Wilkinson underneath. Nice reverse from Gary Wilkinson. 21 points. Continues the hot shooting. Oh, gets up. Does Jacob Holmes to put it down.
And Wilkinson get the hot shooting, but couldn't keep his footing, fell down, and his man streaks down the court, gets the dunk. I guess it can't all go your way on tonight's ball game.
Here it is. Wilkinson, nice use of the hoop.
And he's running, and he's running, and he's falling. Here we see Jacob Holmes, though, coming down the lane. Gets a nice dunk. Good job by his teammates to clear it out. Daniel Johnson doing a good job there to clear it out and give him the open lane.
Vacona and Abercrombie are in the game for the Breakers, as is Ron Howard for the 36ers. Ballinger checked in too. Penny gives it to Abercrombie. Has a shot. I guess you could call it blocked, or is it stripped?
Looked like a bit of contact there, but Adelaide getting the benefit of the doubt here, down just over 24 points. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Let's see what the Breakers come out with to try and put some more points on the board.
It's been a tough night for Adelaide against the Breakers. Haven't shot the ball particularly well from behind the arc, just 1 of 7. Gary Wilkinson misses the second shot on the night. Fall away, little running hook. One-hander, Shannon pulls it up. Eddie Shannon Played at the University of Florida. He's played in Croatia. He's played in France. He's played with Chris Anstey in Russia, Casey.
And I played against him in Sweden when he was playing back for Plannja, just north of the Arctic Circle.
Eddie Shannon.
Eddie Shannon.
Wow, he gets 2 points on a tough layup there.
He's been around the European leagues.
How is the Swedish league?
Cold, Andrew.
Coop Penny won't drop. Mickey Vakona just sliced through the lane with one-handed with the athletic putback.
Well, it's all going their way tonight. Just falls into his hand and he smacks it back into the basket. Tough one.
24-point lead for the Breakers, 85-61. People will start thinking about burgers as Adam Bellinger puts the ball on the hook for the 36ers. And by that I mean, if they crack 100, everyone gets a junior Whopper from Burger King. Wilkinson missed the jumper.
And here I was just thinking that you were hungry.
Johnson can't get the layup to go. Turnover back and forth.
Adelaide want to slow it down a little bit, try and get a bit of a better shot. But you can't get a better shot than that. And good look by Ballinger to find Daniel Johnson right under the basket. And he's doing a pretty good job finishing here in the second half.
11 turnovers for the Breakers, 14 for the Adelaide 36ers. Penny for three and an out. Not dropping consistently tonight for Kurt Penny. Looks a little frustrated at himself. Just 3 of 11 from behind the arc as Ron Howard gets 2 points. And Andre Lamanis wants a timeout. The lead is 20. He doesn't like the look of the game at the moment from his team.
And Adelaide still taking advantage of that transition. New Zealand Breakers getting a little bit comfortable with this lead, not doing a great job of getting back defensively. And the Sixers are pushing it every time.
All right, let's go down to Dennis Katsanis. Who you got, Dennis?
Yeah, thanks very much, Andrew. I'm with the Beast, a.k.a. Manu Vadivai. Manu, what brings you out to the Breakers tonight?
Oh, I just got a few tickets from Kevin Locke here, and thought we'll come and support the boys and bring our family too, so yeah.
Manu, how's the arm coming along? Will you be ready for March 12?
Yeah, the arm is coming along really well. I'm on track, and you know, I'm looking forward for the first game of the season against Parramatta Eden Park. But we've got the warm-up games, and I'm looking forward for that too. So yeah.
What do you reckon? Grand finals?
Oh, that's what we're hoping for, and that's what the other teams are hoping for. So we'll want to fight for it, and hopefully we do make it.
What do you reckon tonight? We're getting the Whopper at 100 or what?
Oh, that's what I'm looking forward to, but well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they do make the 100, and I get my burger.
Hey, you got to get Kevin to stop annoying you, mate.
I know. Call him Kevin Ackland.
Thanks, Manu.
Manu Vatuvei, Kevin Locke, New Zealand Warriors. Big season coming up from them. Manu, back to full fitness. The dipping out through injury in the Four Nations.
And he's a sight to behold on the wing coming down there.
Yeah, he certainly is. Back into it in the fourth quarter. Pohanare with the ball. Business as usual for the Breakers tonight at North Shore Event Centre. Just dropped one game so far, a horror game to Wollongong. And so far, they've been doing the business against Adelaide tonight. It's Ron Howard. Takes it on Corey Webster, who's called for the foul.
And still finding a little bit of success there with the transition break. Adelaide, that seems to be where they've been getting the most effective offense going. Pushing the ball quickly, getting the ball towards the hoop before the Breakers can get set defensively.
Coach Marty Clark and Andre Lamanos, two guys in that Boomers setup with Coach Brett Brown as well, very familiar with each other. First year coaching for Marty Clark in the NBL. Coached the Australian under-19 team that played here in 2009. Came fourth Lost to Croatia in the player 4-4. Good young team, Jason Kadee, the Blaze player, part of that organisation. Needs to get a shot off Dylan. Webster, perfect for the situation. It won't drop. Mikavakona can't get the rebound. Here we go, Daly. Excuse me, Brad Hill throws it down.
And now we're down to 14 points and starting to make it a bit of a ball game.
Certainly are.
Breakers have to tighten up. See what they come up with offensively.
3:30 to go. Foul on the floor. Eddie Shannon goes down with Paul Henare.
The juice really has seemed to be sucked out of the crowd a little bit now. Perfect situation for Adelaide to keep digging. Trying to keep with that press defense, speeding up the game, getting some easy looks. And with 3.5 to go, 14 points, anything could happen.
Andre Lemanis made some changes there as the lead is down 2-14. Webster takes a seat. Penny is in. Braswell comes in as well.
Well, you can see that the game still isn't out of reach for the Sixers, so he brings back in the core of the heart of the lineup.
Vakona fouled by Johnson, going to the rim. Mikavakona will go to the line.
Good aggressiveness there to take the ball straight to the rack, not settle for the jump shot, as the Breakers have been on a few of the previous trips, forcing his way to the line, trying to get a couple free throws.
More good defense from Mikavakona tonight. 7 rebounds, 4 of them offensive. 5 points for Mikavakona.
And he's just such a tough player to defend. Offensively, just really has no quit on the offensive glass. Just really a handful to block out.
So the Tall Blacks power forward makes both his 3 throws. Lead is 16 now. Mika flashes out. Hill goes baseline, drops it off to Dowdle. Dowdle gets 2.
Good recognition of the cutting player there.
Some nice interplay between Penny and Vakona, and Penny will go to the free throw line.
Nice little 2-man game being shown there on the break. Kirk Penny dribbles down right into the heart of the defense and making him run into the line. No easy layups for the Breakers here with only a couple minutes remaining. And Kirk, even though it seems to be a quiet night by his standards, he's still on the board now with 18 points. Just such a gift for scoring. An ability to not just to shoot the ball from outside, but really score on the drives as well.
You've played a lot of basketball in your time. Casey Frank, you played in Wellington, you played in Sweden, you played in between. Have you seen many other players with a quicker release than Kirk Penny?
Not too many. I'd say catch and shoot ability, Kirk Penny's got to be right there at the top.
Dowdle goes to the floor, and the 36ers will get it back with a fresh shot clock. 2:41 left in the game.
And beginning by his fans, you are the 6th man, defense.
The ability to curl off those screens, catch it at chest height, and release, snap in the wrist. He once told me, think of it as putting the hand in the cookie jar. Go up high and bring it down.
I think he was just trying to relate to you, Andrew. Something that he knew could interest you and what you like to see on the basketball court. More cookies.
Just 2 minutes and 39 seconds left in my night with Casey Frank. Brad Hill, up fake, drives left into the lane, blocked by Mikavakona. Beautiful. Knockout defense.
Good help by the teammate. Mikavakona climbs his teammate back to get that block shot.
A big red-headed stepladder and Gary Wilkinson. Penny won't drop. Mikavakona with the rebound. The steal even.
And there's just no quit in Mikavakona. Up 16 points here. He's still getting a hand in, still forcing the steal, giving his team another possession.
Penny puts it on the floor. Goes strong to the hole. Mika Vakona, who else? Puts it back. Nice reward for Mika Vakona.
And he did the hard work on both ends, starting with the block shot, gets 2 offensive rebounds, and he rewards himself by making the layup.
Good defense on Ron Howard by Vakona. 12 seconds on the shot clock. That shot is blocked by Wilkinson. Penny comes away with it. No love for Johnson on the turnaround. 1:30 to go in the game. Braswell, the push-off on Brad Hill, who just looks angry. Brad Hill, nice hands though, gets one back. Touch pass? Nope. Oh, Wilkinson with a big block himself. Braswell gives it to Penny. Penny goes strong. And Johnson gets the block. Nice defense in the last couple of minutes from both sides.
And Gary Wilkinson gives down with a no-no to Kimi Mutombo. Finger shake on his way back down the court. A minute left in the game. That's the kind of hustle you want to see. Working down, not giving them anything easy. They don't care that they're up 18 points. They're still not going to give it to him. Gary Wilkinson just smacks that one off the backboard.
Abercrombie for 3, just checked in the game. Webster gets the ball after Pledger tipped it. Gary Wilkinson got the love from the crowd as he checked out. Lamanos put BJ Anthony in the game. Wilkinson at 21 points. Kevin Braswell just holding it up. 8 seconds to shoot it. Braswell, deep 2. No good. Brad Hill comes away with it. He's toiled all night as Brad Hill. 4 of 10, 9 points.
The good news for Adelaide is they don't have long to wait to the next game. They've got Perth coming up this weekend, traveling home to the friendly confines of the Thunderdome. They got to be happy to be able to get back on the court and get another shot at one of the top teams in the league.
Johnson will go to the line. Good night for him. 16 points for Johnson. No burgers tonight for the faithful. Still though, they're loving it. As is Curtis Granderson from the New York Yankees. 18-point lead for the home team. Make it 17.
Well, with this kind of home crowd, this kind of home support, the Breakers really got to be pushing for one of those home final spots. They're sitting in the catbird's feet right now, controlling their own destiny, but this is going to be a tough place to win coming down the stretch if they can keep getting this many people to the game.
BJ Anthony gives it to Pledger down low. Pledger has it stripped by Dowdle, who finds Johnson, and it's cleaned up by Anthony, but the pass is tipped. Dowdle gets it back, gets 2, it's 91-77. It's all over tonight for the Adelaide 36ers. The Breakers have done the business at home again. It's Ron Howard. Unhappy days for him.
Why do you blow the whistle there?
I have no idea.
Left in a 14-point ball game. We're right there on the cusp of finishing. But the referees seen it through to the end. Wanting to do their jobs. I can respect that, mostly. They caught another turnover on the books for the Breakers, but it doesn't matter, a 14-point ball game, but it hasn't really been that close since the first quarter. A bit misleading the scorecard, I think, tonight, because this was just a dominating performance by the Breakers all around.
It certainly was. 46% from the floor tonight for the Breakers. And it's all over. The Breakers have done the business at home once again. Adelaide, the misery continues on the road for the 36ers. A tough night at the office for them and Coach Marty Clark. They go down 91-77, and the Breakers will be very happy as they sit atop the IINet NBL Championship ladder.
This is the kind of performance that the home crowd has come to expect from the Breakers. Just unselfish, playing great basketball, but I think defensively tonight, they really committed themselves, did a better job, maybe a few slip-ups there in transition, but a great job by the Breakers on the offensive end, scoring 91 points and really slowing down as the game came along, just trying to take care of the basketball and finish the night with a win.
Better effort in the second half for the Adelaide 36ers. 36 points in the first, 41 in the second. And the Breakers, 55 points in the first. And right now, man of the moment is Gary Wilkinson. 21 points tonight. He's with Dennis Katsanos.
Well, Gary, we're getting, this is turning out to be a weekly affair for you and I. Another fantastic game for you. How do you assess your own performance?
You know, I think I have to give it all to the team. I mean, without those guys, I wouldn't get the shots that I'm getting. They play so hard every night, and there's not a player on this team that doesn't attract attention, so someone's got to be open sometime, and it was me tonight, so I'm grateful for that, for them.
Gary, you never quit, even with a big point margin. You decided to swat that one off the glass.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I think we tried to play all night, is just 40 minutes of going all out. You know, we kind of let up there at the end, but I think that's what we got to carry on to, and hopefully I just try to do that for myself tonight.
Have the last couple of months, have you just settled in? You're averaging over 18 points a game the last 9 weeks.
Yeah, I feel comfortable out here, you know. It's a great league, and I'm starting to understand where I fit into this team. And like I said, it's the guys out here that come out here every night. You know, they attract attention, I get open looks, and hopefully knock them down.
You got the Taipans, it's an away game. Do you want to be the first club to beat them at their place?
Absolutely. You know, this league is so close. You know, one loss can translate into 2 losses, and then you're out of the playoff race. So every game is important, and we want to go in there and be a team that knocks them off that home winning streak.
All right, well, good luck with that one, Gary, and we'll see you on Feb the 3rd when you're playing the Hawks. Cheers, mate.
Great, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Well, here we see the replays. Just a great job by the Breakers tonight. Gary Wilkinson, just unbelievable offensively. We had the perfect game going from the field until Andrew Mulligan gave him the jinx, but overall just a dominating performance. Showed his complete offensive game. He was on the back glass. He showed the jump shot. He showed it from inside, but really devastating from 3. Didn't really miss too many at all, did he, Andrew?
No, he didn't actually. Gary Wilkinson, a great night. I said he was pitching a no-hitter. I jinxed him. Anyway, it was a good matchup, promising between Wilkinson and Adam Bellinger, and Bellinger joins Dennis Katsanos right now.
Adam, a bit different to that game against the Blaze. The Breakers are a tough opposition to beat at home.
They are. You know, we really had their stuff scattered pretty well. We pretty much knew everything they were going to do, but it doesn't matter because they can switch it up so quickly. It's got so many good players, and that hurt us.
You seemed in that first quarter when you were trying to disrupt the Breakers and get a little bit physical, it seemed to be working for you, and then just something changed.
It did. We played well the first quarter, but so did they. The thing we did is we stopped moving the ball, and that always hurts us when we just dribble the ball too much. But then, you know, they keep playing, and they got so many options.
For you, it's another tough away game. You got Perth next. What can you take out of this game to take into that one and hopefully beat Perth at their home?
I think we learned something from the way New Zealand plays. You know, they play very well, and a lot of guys just do their jobs, and that's why they win. But, you know, we played hard tonight, and we're always going to do that, so we're always going to give ourselves a chance to win.
All right, Adam, thanks for your time, and good luck for Sunday, mate.
All right, thanks a lot.
Cheers.
While it wasn't the 36ers' best night of the office, they did keep fighting. Alan Ballinger did a pretty good job early getting to the cup. Did a good job in the post. He's a tough player to stop offensively, but just tonight it just wasn't going their way. You know, what could they really do when it's going that well? But a lot of positive to take from it going into the game this weekend against Perth. They have something to build on now, and they're only 4 games out in the loss column for the playoffs, and that's what they still have to be focusing on.
Well, here are your top scorers for tonight. Gary Wilkinson, a big night, 21 points. Johnson had a great one for the 36ers, as did Bellinger, 18 for him and 16 for Bellinger. Braswell, 11, Penny, 19. And it certainly was a night to remember for Gary Wilkinson. He shot the ball incredibly well, 8 of 11, 3 of 4 behind the arc, 7 rebounds, but also contributions as well from his teammates, 19 from Kurt Penny, as we saw. But also Mika Vakona, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 5 of them offensive. Alex Pledger with the cameo with 9 points as well. So the Breakers win 91-77, and they improved to 13-3 to the NBL ladder.
It is the Open which sets the tone for the year of tennis. It will reinforce the rule of the reigning champion, or announce the arrival of those determined to dethrone them. It is the most attended and hottest Open on the planet. And despite once being contested in Christchurch, it's as true blue as an Aussie can get. How will the tennis of 2011 begin?
That is unbelievable.
The Australian Tennis Open, live Sky Sport. Check guides for times. Brought to you by ANZ.
Jordan takes off. Rondo might not like that.
Hey, Rondo. What? MJ's dropping 63 on the 86 Celtics.
Again.
Not what you playing. Thank you, Stuart.
NBA 2K11, out now.
To celebrate ANZ's sponsorship of the Australian Open, ANZ are giving you the chance to win 2 tickets to the men's singles final, along with 2 nights accommodation and $500 spending money.
This is just getting better.
To be in to win, text ANZ to 5646. Entries close on the 23rd of January 2011, with the winner announced the following day. So text to win with ANZ, and you could be watching the Australian Open tennis men's singles final live.
Talk about this guy. Oh, God, I'm so sorry about that.
Excuse me.
He was like some sort of secret agent or something. No, okay.
Hi, June. Maybe I didn't make it clear enough, but we're gonna have to stick together.
I'm sorry, who are you?
This is the guy.
I'm a guy.
The guy.
I'm the guy.
Yes.
For your own
listen,
safety,
whatever happens.
please stay in the booth.
What are you talking about?
Whoa, everybody get down. No one follows us, or I kill myself and then her. Rodney! Rodney! Shot you through and through. No bone nowhere near the femoral artery. It's all good.
Probably get a promotion.
You good?
Some people are gonna come looking for you now.
They'll tell you I'm mentally unstable, violent, and dangerous. It will all sound very convincing.
I'm already convinced.
Till a week ago, Roy Miller was the most trusted covert agent in the world.
What happened a week ago?
Full-blown break with reality. Why didn't he kill you?
I think he liked me.
Hey, June! It's a beautiful dress! 1 second.
Out there on your own. Your life expectancy is like here. With me, it's here. Without me, here. With me, without me. With me, without me.
He's been playing you. He's a spy. That's what he does.
I'm sorry, it's reflex.
I don't know what to believe.
In my opinion, sometimes things happen for a reason.
Night and day.
Hi, June. You're supposed to be home.
You're supposed to be dead.
Coming this month to Sky Box Office.
Yes, Dylan Boucher and his fan club 100% loyal, and he just keeps ticking along. Welcome back to the North Shore Event Centre. 91-77 in favour of the Breakers. A dominating performance from them. I'm Dennis Katsanos. With me, Casey Frank. And Casey, the Breakers, they could do no wrong tonight.
No, this was one of those nights for them that everything went their way. Just total unselfishness offensively. Great job defensively to keep things going from the 36ers way, and just a great effort overall.
Did they take the foot off the gas a little bit at the end there?
Well, you know, that's the nature of things. When you have that big a lead in a game that, you know, doesn't mean quite as much since they already had the split on them. But they did their job. They did enough to win. They did enough to win comfortably, and that's all you can ask.
We had some outstanding performances from the Breakers. Everyone stepped up, but in particular, Alex Pledger, he's standing by with Andrew Mulligan.
Alex Pledger, a big night tonight for you off the bench. What was the difference coming into the game for you?
Obviously, we had a lot of energy. We, you know, it'd been a week since our last game, and, you know, coming off last week's game, you know, we were full of energy. You know, we didn't have, we had some pretty light practices this week, and a couple of days where we couldn't because the weather made our practice floor too slippery. So, yeah, we were just excited to play basketball, I guess. We, you know, we had one practice day in the last week, so I think we were just excited to get out there, and that's why we had such a good first half, I think.
Big ask on the road now. You got Cairns who are unbeaten. You're looking to go up there and do the damage up there?
Yeah, you know, they've, I'm not sure what their home record was. I think it's 8-0, 9-0, whatever it is, but yeah, they're a very good team. They've given us we've beaten them twice here, but they've been, you know, very close, competitive games, and, you know, like most teams in this league, they play better when they're in their own gym. So, you know, we're going to have to prepare very well and, you know, play very well that game to beat them up there. But, you know, we're top of the league right now, and, you know, there's no reason why we shouldn't go in there with confidence.
Alex, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
He might not have shown a lot of personality there in the interview, but he showed a lot of personality in the court. He did everything right tonight. He was around the rim, he was on the boards, did a great job contesting shots and keeping them from going in. But really, that's the kind of effort and energy you got to see from the big fella. The crowd's got to love it all over the place tonight. And Alex Pledger was a big key for the Breakers offensively and defensively.
Casey, he just seems to be going from strength to strength. He apparently picked up basketball fairly late, but he's learned a lot in a short space of time.
Yeah, you know, basketball wasn't his first love, but he's really shown a lot of work ethic lately. You know, he's really put in a lot of work to become a better player. Over the last few years, the Tall Blacks have done a lot of work with him. The Breakers really want him to become a player. He's done a lot of work down in Waikato as well, and it's really starting to show as he's flourishing on the court.
We heard from Adam Ballinger in his post-match interview that everything the 36ers tried just didn't work out, and the second half was exactly the same. It was another performance from the Breakers where no matter what the 36ers tried, they just couldn't combat it.
Yeah, I think he expected offensively from him, but defensively tonight, they did a great job of just getting all up and in the 36ers jock straps. You know, they didn't let him get anywhere that they wanted to go. They kept him from doing the things that they're capable of doing. And, you know, offensively, we couldn't see enough of Gary Wilkinson. You know, he did a great job of everything he tried to do. But overall, he might have been at the top of the scores table, but it was a team effort. Everybody playing unselfishly, everybody doing the things they needed to do defensively to get the win. And these are the kind of performances that the Breakers love to see coming down the stretch into the heart of the season.
Well, Gary Wilkinson mentioned that it was a team performance. He's quite happy to G the crowd up. Likes a bit of that support, likes rocking them up, so it's always good when you got a full house to boot.
Well, you know, somebody's got to do it. You know, not a lot of guys in the Breakers want to get the crowd going. When you're doing something well, you want to get a little love from the fans for it. And, you know, with a full house, making some noise, it's that much more difficult to get the win for the road teams. And, God, look at the stats there. What a great job by the Breakers.
91-77, the most important of those, Casey. But as you would expect, the Breakers absolutely dominating when you look at the numbers.
Yeah, you know, if there's any area of concern for the Breakers, it might be the turnovers. They're still a little bit high for them. But, you know, there can't be a lot of areas of concern. I mean, they shot 57%, and that dropped down from the 74 in the first half. I mean, what can you say? You can't say enough about it offensively.
The Breakers in charge of the boards 36-31, responsible for a big percentage of those is Mika Vakona. He's with Andrew Mulligan.